Hello and good evening, welcome down to the plot. We just popped down because there was a big storm last night and we thought we'd pick what was left of the strawberries after the slugs got to them, because we are as much organic as we possibly can. Managed to pick, as you can see, a couple of bowls of strawberries. First time I've grown stringless beans. I'm using a very similar site to what I did last year, and I don't predict that these will be as vigorous as the old-fashioned varieties, you know, the ones that do stringy beads, but hopefully these will taste a bit better. Again, I tried other varieties of beans. Last year I tried Bellottis. You don't get a heavy crop, but I'll tell you how we go this year with these. Thank you for everybody's help concerning the treatment of a fungal infection of my Allotment, and you can see some of the white powder there, and there are little sort of brown nodules on the branches which, when you burst them, produce a white powder, as you can see underneath there. I've discovered it isn't a black knot, it seems to be a systemic. That means inside the tree a fungus. Okay, now I'm trying to use organic gardening. Looking up things that are antifungal, I've come up with a number of agents. One of them is eucalyptus, and I'm growing a eucalyptus tree, and the other one, actually, which I'm going to use now as an emergency, is actually elderflower leaves. I've got some chopped up in water, and I'm going to let the actual leaves then give out whatever chemicals in them into the water. But these, I'm just going to put a whole load of elderflower leaves around. It's going to rain. I've also rubbed the trunk where it's split with elderflower leaves. Apparently elderflower leaves have a powerful antifungal agent in them, an organic chemical, which is of course how I like to garden. So let's see if elderflower leaves can help treat this infection. The other thing is, with gauge trees, they say really you should make sure that you only have a few branches on the tree, keep it short and nothing inward facing. So I'll try that as well for next year. It goes to bloom fantastically, the blossoms are brilliant, and then it just goes to this fungal infection. So let's see how we go. Thanks for your help. Here we have a second type of attack I've put on fungus, which is got inside my Allotment gauge, so it's actually inside the plant. And what this is, it is elderflower leaves that's been steeped and left for 2 weeks. And what I'm going to do, can make a spray from that and spray the branches. I've also put loads of fresh chopped elderflower leaves all around the bottom of the plant. And the idea is to try and deter insects, but apparently it's also antifungal. So as it rots and goes into the ground, I'm going to see if this helps this gauge, which really is going to be even more severely pruned out for next year, because it's heavy in blossom but always infected. In fact, I discovered by looking up herbal remedies of ye old England that in days of yore, where I live in the Midlands of England, butchers in the countryside, before the days of refrigeration, used to deliberately make sure they had elderflower trees around where they were carrying on their trade, because it repelled insects from the carcasses of the meat when they were carrying out the slaughtering at the back, because of course that's what they did in the olden days. They were fresh, creatures were fresh to the slaughter, so there is a history, so it might work, you just never know. However, not all my plums have been a disaster. As you can see, this Stanley plum, which is only about 4 years old, it's a dwarf specimen, has done me proud. So, there you go, good and bad with plum trees. Apple trees have been much more successful. This is a Granny Smith that came from a supermarket. So this one actually came from, well, it was actually B&M, and it was marketed as a Granny Smith apple. They do them on a discount, normally around 2 for £10. Sometimes you can get them cheaper. I wait till they sometimes are a bit older. They're bare rootstock, but this one's Granny Smith, and this, as they say, will crop heavily this year. So I'm waiting for the June fruit drop. This apple tree is, I believe, called a grenadier. You don't get a very heavy crop, but you can see actually on where the leaf florets are, that's where you're getting your few apples. It had quite a bit of a problem with infection on this one, but again, judicious pruning required. Soft fruit has been really great this year, despite the terrible heavy rain. All of it, including the back there's some brambles. Even the brambles are in flower this year, better than they were, probably because we've had some beautiful sunshine the last few weeks. It's helped, so quite pleased. So if all else fails, plenty of soft fruit. One of the joys of having the blackberries is, although I've cut them back heavily, and these are wild ones which are found in country lanes and hedgerows, we found a couple in our garden which have probably been spread by birds. So since I've been down the allotments, I've been propagating blackberries. People tell me they were on the hedgerow anyway. These are a different variety, far more vicious, but they are local, and you'll get a nice heavy crop of blackberries. So it's nice to have them actually on your allotment. I love the wildness of them. This one's bursting through a cherry tree that I've planted from a stone. So I'll just go with what works here. And now, getting a bit corny, the latest update on the sweet corn. Here we have the early birds. This line here, these definitely seem to be getting the worm, and they are thundering ahead of everything else. To the left, a new variety grown specifically because it was marketed as if it would be friendly to us folk who live up the Midlands and the North. It said it's very cold tolerant, so therefore could grow at higher latitudes. Well, I'm about 52 degrees north. Early signs on Seville weren't good for the sweet corn. The slugs loved it, but it seems to be fighting back now. There's a baby slug on one of them now. I did 2 sets of sowings. One was at home. These are the taller ones. The smaller ones here at this end of the sowing were ones I put in directly by seed because I was so upset. And they have come up. They're just starting to come up now over the last few days. So quite pleased with Seville, but judgment reserved to see what the crop's like. But vis-a-vis the great cabbage failure competition, we noticed that something untoward has occurred among the cabbages. So whether it was during the storm or not, I don't know, but something quite untoward has occurred. Okay, so starting in order, the one I'm pointing at the moment with my finger is number 1, and as I go up it'll be consecutive numbers. So you've got 2, 3 and 4. Of those 4, number 4 is the worst. Okay, coming down to the next line, number 5.
And here's number 6, number 7 and number 8.
Here we have number 9, number 10, number 11, and oh dear, number 12. You know, I said something untoward's happened. Well, it looks like number 12 has been the runt of the litter. So there we go, in the Great Cabbage Failure Competition 2018. Well, I know for a fact no one picked number 12. Obviously all of you put a good luck charm on the ones you did pick, so well done for having a go. So to make it fair, we thought the best thing to do is put everybody into the prize draw. So you'll be put onto the electronic roulette wheel. We'll let the microchip decide who gets the prizes. So there you go. And so endeth, looking at your cabbage, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and this week's, or this year shall we say, poorest one, number 12. We're not going to let it go on any longer. That'll be it for us.
Well, that's it for the cabbage competition of 2018. Please don't cry about poor number 12. He'll be recycled into the earth. No slugs were harmed during the making of this video. In honour of number 12, I've written a brief epitaph. RAP number 12, dearly missed on my dinner plate, but thoroughly enjoyed by an ingenious slug who laid in wait and outwitted me under the soil, despite my toil, protected by my nets. I'll never forget your sweet little leaves, poor number 12. you're destined for the compost heap. Oh, poor little cabbage. Anyway, good luck to everyone who entered, because you'll now be entered into the draw. And then my next video will be the actual draw. How exciting, can't wait myself. Happy gardening and happy cabbage growing yourself.